Hey pedal people, what's up? Welcome to the Blood Moon Phaser review. Just for this occasion, I changed to fit the view look of the pedal. Why not? So, let's go quickly through this. The Blood Moon Phaser by TC Electronic from the new, which I call Tank series because they're built like a tank, is based on a previous design by Behringer. They upgraded chassis components. I have no idea how it sounds compared to the Behringer, but it's based on that inexpensive pedal, which was made out of plastic and wasn't really trustworthy when it comes to the build quality, according to what I've heard. I've never had one. Let's go through these pedals. Here we have the yellow one, which is the Afterglow Chorus, but it's the same thing. I just have the Blood Moon on the table right here, so I don't want to, you know, I'll show you on this. If you've heard all this a million times in the other videos, please skip. But, you know, I can't assume that this might be your first video because you only might be interested in the Blood Moon Phaser by TC Electronic. Gotta listen to me. I'm drinking water, not coffee. My stupid cough is still bad. So, built actually really like a tank. You have a U-shaped metal piece and another U-shaped metal piece. I gotta do the joke again. A U and a U and you and me. And big ass knobs, which are very solid. I mean, solid, good pots. We have a foot switch, which is not a hard click. It's not click, 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 click. It's a soft click foot switch, which is nice. And it activates the pedal on foot up. So when you push it down, nothing happens. And then you lift up and then the light comes on and the pedal is engaged. It's something that you might have to be aware of. We have flat rubber feet, which can probably stay on the pedal with Velcro, so you don't have to peel the feet off. It'll always be a pedal that can retain the feet. Retain the feet? I don't know. We have top-mounted ins and outs and 9 volt. The 9 volt, let me check the website. It says 100 milliamps, but that is not necessarily true. It might be that it's actually different because they just claim 100 milliamps on every single one of these pedals. So we're looking at the Blood Moon, not this. Let me see if they give us the milliamp rating. 18 milliamps, so it's very different. 100 might mean that you're actually using a full 100 milliamp output on your power supply. 18 could mean you can actually daisy chain this. Depending on the other pedals you put in that daisy chain, it might work, it might not work. So it's something worth exploring. 18 milliamps on the Blood Moon Phaser. What else? It is really built like a tank. It can hold a battery. Open these screws on the sides and change the battery. Very simple. So that's pretty much it. Because of the top-mounted ins and outs, you can actually smack these right next together on a pedal board, and the foot switches are still nicely spaced, so you can actually access them with your feet. In terms of how do they compare in size, because you don't know how big my hand actually is, to the old pedals or the tone print pedals, this is not tone printable. You can't get any digital sounds from the tone clouds or whatever. These are analog pedals, except for the Prophet and the Skysurfer. So this is an older pedal, this is a Hall of Fame. You can see it's not as high, it's not as wide as the newer tank pedals, and it's not as thick. So these are pretty much a brick of a pedal. Okay, so much for that, and we're gonna go straight into sounds. I will refrain from using different amps for this demo, because what's really the point with the phaser? There would be a point if I put it in the effects loop behind the drive, but that would be way too much work. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna smack a Mad Professor 1 pedal in front of it, which has a little bit of reverb built in, and it's kind of a modded high gain plexi. So we can get those kind of Van Halen-ish sounds, even though I can't play a single Van Halen kind of riff. And of course, because red is the way to go today, we have this D'Angelico or D'Angelico EX175 right here for you, simply because it fits the color, and it's a beautiful guitar in clean, probably not for those high gain sounds. I'm going into the Carl Martin Custom Shop 50 right there, which is a beautiful clean sound, going through the AMPETE 88S switcher, which I'm not going to use for this demo. And we're going into the Torpedo Studio, which right now has two 212 cabs, different ones on the left and right for a slight stereo feel. They are beautiful for those clean sounds, probably not for the driven sounds. We might change to a 412 there. And here we go, I'm in the neck position. I think they're Kent Armstrong pickups, in case anyone cares. Let's see, here we go. That's my clean sound. Controls are simple. We have rate, which is the speed of the phaser. We have depth, which is how severe it is, and we have feedback, which is how steep I think the is. Let's just listen. I'm a great explainatora. Sounds like it gets a lot narrower, the sweep gets more focused. Depth doesn't really quite do exactly what I thought it does. More depth actually results in, I kind of think, the wave going further and into reaches where you can't necessarily hear the effect that much. So this is like in an area where it's very clearly phasing. So it's traveling a lot further up and down, and it's just going away for a bit because we can't necessarily hear the effect, I think. Let's see how slow it can get. It's not really easy to set up when it comes to the speed because it doesn't sound like there's a gradual speed increase. Speed in French. There, all of a sudden, it gets quite a bit faster. And there we're into super, like, almost oscillation, like pitch territory. But most of what the most travel time of the knob. That's not what I'm trying to say. Most of what the knob does, I don't know how to say this. Most of the range of the knob, thank you, actually doesn't result in a big difference. And then most of the actual differences in speed happen back here. Okay? Here we can clearly hear the depth. Should we do this? Why shouldn't we do this? Come on. Let's just give it a comparison. A quick one. Because why not? I have here a Phase 90 vintage, no LED, no 9-volt input. It's like as classic as it gets. And let's just smack that on the table right next to it and see what happens. Because apparently the Phase 90 is, I don't know, the holy grail, and if there's a holy grail, and this is the holy grail because this is as classic as it gets. And I don't know phasers, so let's just listen. So here we have Phase 90. All we have is speeder. So the Phase 90 is very subtle, and if you want to get that, just get depth and feedback down, and you can get, I think, kind of close. Obviously, with distortion, it's a very, very different beast, and that's what we're going to do right now. But we're going to do that with Murple, which of course is going to clash like hell with what I'm... Murple's gonna clash like hell with what I'm wearing, but hey, here she is. Murple, my famous Pantera 2 master build. We're gonna go right in the back. also switching the cab. I like it. So, bottom line is, you can get quite a variety of phaser sounds from the Blood Moon, from DC Electronic for $49. Very clearly big difference between much feedback and not so much depth, and more depth but then not so much feedback. Speed knob's kind of a little bit not unpredictable but not as linear as it might make sense. So dialing in the sound you're looking for, which is very likely one sound on your board that you're always going to use because that's your phaser sound. It might take some time, but once you have it, that's your phaser sound on your board. So why not? I think, frankly, no need to spend a shitload of money on a phaser. Personally, I like the Helix, because the Helix can get you a whole bunch of stuff and it's fully programmable, tone printable, and the Helix can get you... It can get you anything that you imagine from a phaser if you're willing to spend the time with it, either with the box itself or with the tone print editor on a computer. If I was to get a phaser, to be honest, as my one phaser, it would be the Helix. If I had $50, I'd probably get the Blood Moon, because... for example, the Joyo phaser, classic phaser, what it's called. Yeah, it's $20 cheaper, but it's got that one knob only. So it's speed. The MXR, they are not quite that cheap. They're, I think, twice the price. And again, just that speed knob. So I would like more control. And the Blood Moon gives me that control. I think it's a good pedal for the price. And there's nothing else to say to that. Links to all the pedals underneath my video, also a link to my Patreon account if you want to participate in supporting my channel. If you don't, that's fine. I still love you. And we're moving on now to more modulation pedals from the GC10 line. See you guys. Feed it to him. I'm filming.
Mein Fuß ist kaputt, wenn der mir da drauf tritt. Das will er nicht. Der hat keinen
den Schatten mit dem Kopf.